You are holding a product that has been made the same way for 5,000 years. The only thing that changed is the scale. This factory produces 3 million glass bottles every single day. It has been running continuously for 14 years without shutting down a single furnace. That bottle you pick up without thinking was sand 6 hours ago. Raw, ordinary sand from a quarry. Here is what happened between those 2 points. 4 furnace exhaust stacks, glowing before dawn. The furnaces inside never reach below 1,200 degrees. They have not been cold since they were first lit. Every bottle leaving this factory was tested. Not sampled, tested. Internal pressure, thermal shock, top load strength, wall thickness, stress level. Every single one. 5 raw materials. Silica sand, 57%. Soda ash, 19%. Limestone, 8%. Dolomite, 4%. And recycled crushed glass, 12%. That last ingredient is critical. That is a quartz grain. One of billions entering this factory today. Each one is a tiny piece of crystalline silicon dioxide, the same material that becomes the glass in your hand. The batch mixer weighs every ingredient to within 0.1%. Silica sand, 1,000 kilograms. Soda ash, 330 kilograms. The recipe has not changed in this factory for 30 years. That green and amber material falling into the mixer is recycled crushed glass, cullet. Every 10% cullet added to the batch reduces furnace energy consumption by 4%. Nothing leaves this factory as waste. The glass melting furnace is 30 meters long, 12 meters wide. The interior temperature is 1,500 degrees Celsius. That is hotter than volcanic lava. And it burns 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That amber lake you are looking at through the viewport is not liquid metal. It is liquid glass, 30 meters of molten silica stretching to the far end of the furnace. The surface is so still at this temperature it looks like a mirror. The batch materials enter white and cold on the left side. They dissolve into the glowing amber pool within 15 minutes. The furnace has no patience for solids. Those bubbles rising through the molten glass are carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide being released as the raw materials react at temperature. If any bubbles remain in the finished glass, the bottle fails inspection. The refining zone holds the glass at maximum temperatures specifically to allow all gas bubbles to rise and escape. A bottle with a trapped bubble is a bottle with a weak point. This zone exists to eliminate that. Zone 1, 1,420 degrees. Zone 2, 1,480 degrees. Zone 3, 1,500 degrees. Zone 4, 1,260 degrees. The temperature profile of this furnace is the most critical variable in the entire factory. 1 degree off, and you feel it in the bottle. The 4 hearth channels carry the molten glass from the furnace to the 4 forming machines. By the time the glass reaches the end of the channel, it has cooled precisely to 1,100 degrees Celsius. Not 1,090, not 1,110. The forming machine requires a specific viscosity. That slow amber flow in the channel is not moving slowly because of low temperature. It is moving at exactly the right speed to arrive at the feeder at exactly 1,100 degrees. The flow rate and temperature are tuned to each other. The plunger pushes a precise volume of glass through the orifice ring, and the shear cuts it. What falls is called a gob. 1 gob. 1 bottle. The weight of the gob determines the weight of the finished bottle wall. Watch that gob fall. It weighs between 150 and 500 grams depending on the bottle being made. It is glowing at 1,100 degrees. It spins as it falls because the shear blades apply a slight rotational force. And in the mold below, it has under 2 seconds to become a bottle. The IS machine has 12 sections. Each section makes 1 bottle at a time, but all 12 work simultaneously in offset sequence. So the machine produces 1 bottle from some section every fraction of a second. 240 bottles per minute from 1 machine. The blank mold stage forms the parison, the intermediate shape. The neck and finish are formed first, from the top downward. This is backwards from what you expect. The neck is the most precise part of the bottle. It must be perfect before anything else forms. That glowing amber form is the parison. It is not yet a bottle. It is a thick-walled intermediate shape with a perfect neck already formed. The body is still too thick and needs the final blow to expand it outward. The invert arm flips the parison 180 degrees during transfer. The neck formed at top in the blank mold is now at the bottom entering the blow mold. The blowing air will enter from the top through what will become the bottle opening. 2 seconds. That is the time the glass has in the blow mold before it cools below forming temperature. Compressed air enters through the neck, expands the parison outward. The glass contacts the mold wall and chills instantly. The bottle is formed in 2 seconds or it fails. 6 bottles. 6 different stages of cooling. The one on the left was formed 8 seconds ago, still glowing orange at 550 degrees. The one on the right has cooled to 400 degrees, darker red, the shape locked. The glass is setting its permanent form right now. That faint line running vertically along the bottle body, that is the mold parting line. The 2 halves of the blow mold meet there. It cannot be eliminated entirely. Every glass bottle on Earth has one. You have touched it 1,000 times without noticing. The hot end conveyor carries bottles still glowing at 500 degrees toward the lair entrance. As they travel, a chemical treatment is applied to the exterior surface. Tin oxide at the hot end. It bonds to the glass surface and will increase scratch resistance by 20%. The annealing layer is 100 meters long. A bottle enters glowing red-orange. It exits at room temperature. Over those 100 meters, the temperature drops from 560 degrees to 25 degrees, controlled precisely so the glass cools without developing internal stress. At 560 degrees, the annealing point, the glass is just below the temperature where it can deform. Held here for 20 minutes, the internal stresses from the forming process relax out of the glass structure. Without this, the bottle would shatter when filled. Clear glass. Room temperature. That is the same bottle that was glowing red-orange 20 minutes ago in the forming machine. 100 meters of controlled cooling tunnel transformed it completely and invisibly. Every automated inspection station on this line checks every single bottle, not samples. Finish diameter. Body diameter, seam quality, surface defects, internal stress. A bottle that fails any check is removed by an air jet before it reaches the next station. That color pattern in the polariscope is not an effect, it is a warning. Rainbow interference colors in the glass mean residual stress from inadequate annealing. A stressed bottle can shatter spontaneously under temperature change. This bottle is clear, it passed. The vision system detected a bubble 0.8 millimeters in diameter trapped in the bottle wall. You would never see it. You would never feel it. But under internal pressure, that bubble is a fracture initiation point. The bottle was rejected. The glass goes back to the furnace. The reject happens in 0.05 seconds. An air jet pushes the bottle sideways off the conveyor into the cullet bin. The rejected glass is crushed and fed back into the batch mixer. In this factory, there is no such thing as wasted glass. The finish gauge checks the bottle mouth to within 0.1 millimeter. The closure that seals this bottle, whether a crown cap, screw cap, or cork, is manufactured to the same tolerance. They must match. If the finish is out of tolerance, the bottle cannot be sealed. The amber glass gets its color from iron sulfide compounds added to the batch. Amber specifically blocks ultraviolet light at wavelengths below 450 nanometers. This is why beer comes in amber bottles. UV light causes a photochemical reaction that makes beer taste wrong. The amber gob falling into the mold is chemically identical to the clear gob, except for 0.03% iron and sulfur compounds added per ton of batch. That 0.03% is the difference between protecting beer from UV damage and not. Those amber bottles have a UV transmission of less than 1% below 450 nanometers. The clear bottle has UV transmission of 90%. The color is not aesthetic, it is functional chemistry.